Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Operation Status Quo. Hey, yo, what do you know? It's Operation Status Quo. Ayo. Ayo. Yeah. How we doing out there? It's we made it to October. We're in October. Can you believe it? It's I guess the summer's kind of officially done. So, I forget sometimes. You know, obviously being in blessed and to be here in beautiful Florida, where it's sunny and nice most of the time. Sometimes I forget that summer's over in most places. It's starting to get cool. Actually, I do notice it because I just got back from my dipsy doodle at the pool that I love to do, and my fingers are feeling just a little tingly. I think they're a little white. They're a little tingly. All right. Anyway, I am pete.palma. If you haven't been here before, hello, welcome. It's nice to meet you. Glad you took the time to stop by today. I am your user-friendly host right here on Operation Status Quo. This is the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life, and then, of course, most importantly, we learn to create our own flow of quo, yo. Because that's the only way to go. So what are you doing right now? This is the big question that we ask every week here on Operation Status Quo. What are you doing right now at this very moment to create your own flow of quo? You know the deal. Let me know in the comments below, because if you're not living your flow of quo, you are most certainly living someone else's flow. And we like to say here on Operation Status Quo that that is a no-no. You don't want to do that, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to live under the oppression of someone else's ideas of what your life should be, right? You are the creator. You have it all within yourself. So that's what we try to encourage here on Operation Status Quo, for you to decide who that is to go be it, as opposed to just trying to plug yourself into the paradigm created to kind of keep us from doing that at all, right? Not even being aware of thinking about trying to give that a shot. So today is the 1st of October, because as I mentioned in the beginning, we made it to October. So ironically enough, today is the 1st of October in the good year 2025, and today's program is entitled The Slowdown, Showdown. Because, it's interesting how fast-paced. I was noticing this through September. I had a goal in mind in September that I wanted to just do like a different social media post every day, like as far as like, the people who follow me. If you haven't followed me, if you're not following me on social media, actually just go here too. All the stuff is here on YouTube either way. And if you just go to the shorts or, between the shorts and the videos and the live streams, you're pretty much getting everything here. But, it's fun if you're on Facebook and all. And Instagram and wherever, X and what's the other one? TiK Tok. I think I'm over there. So, but yeah, anyway, I like posting every day because it kind of makes me, it helps build the drive and what I'm doing as far for myself, I should say. Because remember, first of all, let's take a step back for those who may be new and don't understand that, this show here, ladies and gentlemen, is the live stream of consciousness. We just kind of express. I'm basically expressing. I'm trying to say that I'm merely a conduit for what the universe has in store for me, as we all are. So that's really the basis of everything we do here on Operation Status Quo, is remembering that we have a mission and a purpose larger than what we've kind of been taught in the structures of our day-to-day life, and why we see so much change happening in the world and such. And it's offering a lot of opportunity for people to take interest in what they might like to do with their lives if it wasn't for having to live a life within the parameters of a system that's keeping you from doing that, right? It's kind of ironic because, everybody basically does everything they do out of, need for financial security, right? Because everything's tangled into how much money you have, and all the stores are working together. So it's not like, anyway, I don't want to get off track too bad and get deep there, but, anyway. That's what we kind of talk about here on Operation Status Quo. We're trying to see, a larger framework, a larger picture, and really, too, to say, to see opportunity for freedom in a sense of however we, define it in a way as in regards to living our best life. But, you got to remember that all of that comes from a space of, yes, we should do that. We should all live who we really are. But, behind that also has to be the basis and the initial understanding that we're all equal in this, playing field of life, right? And we all are on a mission and on a journey, and we have to give each other space and compassion and, learn how to work with each other, as opposed to, and that's why nothing works in the way the world is today, because everyone has to be like their own island and their own whole world, defend everything they have. If we weren't guided in a way to live a life that had to be so dependent upon so many other things that are outside of us, then we would be working from internal outward, which would keep people connected, as opposed to everybody having to stay apart so they can keep grabbing onto what's out there to maintain their security, and stability, I guess, in life. So, geez, did I just go off on I don't know. I laughed at myself before I even start. Again, for people who are new, if you don't know me, this place is the place where you find the authentic, Pete. You find all the bits and stuff are fun, and the characters, but I don't take anything seriously. Like I say, I just happen to enjoy to do that type of stuff, and I'm trying to get back to my original point here. I try to utilize, and why I was saying that I wanted to kind of post every day in September. I'm learning and realizing really what I really am, and I'm trying to find a way to utilize what it is that I find that comes naturally to me and how I operate, and how to utilize that to put that in a form to reach people. I mean, not everybody wants to reach people. I do just want to reach people. Not trying to reach people because trying to be some big shot celebrity or anything. Like really, I say, it's fun. I know how it is with, I worked in radio. I've done stuff with acting and commercials, and I've done a lot of stuff over the course of my life, and I understand how the image of that type of field is. And even when I worked in radio, it was always a lot of backstabbing going on, which is a shame, because to me it was very disappointing back in those days, because I was so into being creative and wanted to share in that type of regard. And then again, right, it's another, the system, right? So, but now how technologies have changed and everything, and I didn't even realize I could have been doing this for years. Like, I look back, like all the years I spent sitting in the cubicle and everything else. And I'm like, damn, like, look what I've been doing over these past number of months. I could have been doing this a long time ago. But it's interesting how, and again, this is because of the way the world is changing, and I'm getting to the point of the title. Slowdown, Showdown. What's going on in the world today is offering opportunity for people to be reflective, and it has, like, since COVID, right, has offered a lot of different perspective of a lot of things, whether people believe in certain things or don't think things are conspiracy or not, or, not even to get into depth, but just the energies of what has been taking place over the course of the past 5 years has brought a lot of people to spaces to question what, everything in their life, between their relationships, their jobs, their whatever it is. And, and again, even for myself, that's why I made the move down here. And I really had no expectation or anticipation or idea, like, of what the hell I was going to do, like, just with these shows. Like, when I was just saying, like, I'm laughing at myself because I wanted to say, like, I never know what I'm going to say, right? And it's like, well, it's kind of hard when you come on and do a show and you're a one-man show and you have no idea what you're going to talk about, because that seems to maybe possibly it could make it difficult for the viewer/listener. I should know what I'm talking about. No, I think it's better not to know what you're talking about, quite honestly, because it's more authentic that way. I like to be, that's one of the things I really want to always, instill in everything that I do, is that it really does come from a place of authenticity and really me just being me. Again, going back to, everything I was just saying about what I've learned over the time, and having no expectation or when I was coming down here or what exactly I was going to do. I really didn't know. And then, like, this path just kind of led me to one step to the next. I never, ever in a gazillion years would have thought that I'd be doing the stuff I'm doing, like on social media, the way and the way it's grown. And I'm so blessed to be able to, like, these characters I've created some of them back in the 90s, when I was working at another radio station. It's like, wow, like bringing them back to life in today's world and actually doing them as video as opposed to just how I used to do them just as voices, as characters on radio back in the day. So, to me, it's an amazing journey. And the point of the title of the show, Slowdown, the Slowdown Showdown, is because as our world is increasingly seemingly getting faster in just communication, technologies in general, right? Just again, me being able to, I'm basically just using my cell phone in a tripod and some like old wigs that I got laying around, and I'm making this crap, So it's like, I mean, like there's so much potential for anybody to do whatever it is they want to do, and I think that's so beautiful and amazing. And why I'm saying the Slowdown Showdown is because to go back to the very beginning of when I was saying about wanting to make a post every day in September, I really just wanted to do September because I just felt like motivated over some, the way the summer went and certain things, a couple things that transpired, kind of inspired me to take things a step, step it up a notch, as it were. So, I've been developing with this whole new world thing. And I don't say it as a joke, the new world, it really is a new world. Like I believe we're in a new world, and it's really up to each and every one of us to choose and decide how we want to live. And again, it's not about being an anarchist or starting trouble in any regards. It's really just about being honest with you, knowing who you are, right? Taking the time to do that. You set your boundaries so that you can live within the framework of what you know is your essence and how you operate best. And then you put forth with intention to serve others whatever gifts and skills that you have, right? So, for me, I don't know if you guys would consider this when I'm doing gifts and skills. Some people do. Some people might find it a little, I don't know. But and I just like, it's a subliminal thing. I don't know how to say it, but like I feel like just even my intention of wanting to share a positive message, whether it resonates with people or not, whether it seems like it's a positive message or not, or whether I'm just rambling or, however it comes across. But like either way, the energy behind it of what I'm putting forth is like, I feel it when I'm sitting here talking to you, like right now, like I feel it in my chest, like my heart is just like getting sucked into this microphone. It's just the heart's just getting there. There's my heart. Hear it. Hold on. Let me put the microphone. You hear my heart? Yeah. See? It's just coming right through the microphone. I'm just giving you everything I got. And that's how everybody should be, really. Again, going back to no judgment and showing compassion towards each other as opposed to everyone living on the island and fending for themselves, as it were. As I said, earlier, you're right. If we all, give our heart, then we become one heartbeat, of humanity all kind of working together, even though not all of us are going to be on the same page or it's never going to be utopia, but we can at least start from a place of sharing with each other and giving people grace and compassion as opposed to, all the nonsense. And that's why we, talk about here on Operation Status Quo with the mainstream agendas and things that we see put forth on the news and, even the bad side of social media. I was just talking to one of my neighbors today. I was out for a walk and he was kind of mentioning, social media is going to be like, is messing everybody up and boo, boo, boo. And, and I agree. And I was never into social media the way I was until I started doing some of the stuff that I've been doing. And like anything, I don't think anything's good or bad, right or wrong. Social media to me in a way is really amazing. Where else would I have a platform to be able to just create and share, and it's out there, whether people want to watch it or not is up to them, but I have an ability, a platform where I can create and share. If it was like back in the old days, I could be making 100 videos at home and like, who's ever going to see them without something like YouTube or Facebook, right? So, I think it's a great thing, but we also have to be mindful of how it's utilized, to program agendas and propaganda and everything else that's going on in the world. And those are the fear-based tactics. I don't look at the world as crazy and out of control so much. I mean, I see things, but I really think it's how you vibe. And that's the point of what I'm always trying to express when I speak like this and here on Operation Status Quo is just realizing it's like things are always going to happen, whether how directly or indirect, how directly you're impacted per se by negative energies that exist in this existence. It depends on where you're vibing and what your frequency is. If you're in a space, I'm not saying that your life's just going to be all, as my grandma would say, it's not all peaches and cream. So I know nobody's life is going to be all peaches and cream. She was talking about marriage when she used to say that. Her and my grandfather, they were a great couple, and they loved each other very much. But she would always go, it's not all peaches and cream. God bless you, Gene. You know what I mean? I know you guys are doing good up there. But anyway, yeah. So, and you, if you're not directly letting yourself be shaped and guided by the fear porn, as it were, right? You would not be sucked into it. Your life would not reflect that because you're not resonating with that and not associating with that. And again, and not to be conspiratorial, I keep trying to say, but we just really don't know what's going on. And I think we should really zoom out, and think about what we're being told, how and why, and what we're being shown. And just as easy as it is for me to make some video on my phone and put it up on social media, these guys can make super high quality movie, everything stuff, right? So, you really don't know what's true, what you're being told, when some of these events happen and such. Again, you just don't really know. So I just think it's stuff to consider, but to try to go further with the Slowdown, Showdown, talking about how fast our world is moving. Speaking of so fast, I mean, how fast I talk and jump subjects. And, I'm basically like a glitch in the system, right? I'm a glitch in the system. I should change the show name to Glitch in the System. But anyway, as that increases and it's easy to get caught up, right? In scrolling through your phone, watching 30 different news channels. What did they say today? Is the government shut down? Is the government not shut down? Is the earthquake? Is the three-eye atlas an alien? Right? I mean, just and I think it's very important, as I always would say, to take space. You gotta take the space, and you gotta slow down a little bit as things keep getting increasingly faster and more intense, because it's almost like the birthing process, right? Once it was late, I've never personally given birth. So I tried a couple times and, it just didn't work out. But seriously, ladies and gentlemen, if I could digress from that, it is like a birthing process in a way. You get, whatchamacallit, you get, I'm sorry, I got distracted by my computer freezing up for a second, but I'm here. As the labor pains get shorter and shorter, then you got to go through the baby has to come out, and right. So, and I think that's what humanity's going through in a sense. It's like a birthing process of a new way of however that's going to play out. It's not going to be a 1, 2, 3 thing, right? But over this course of this rest of this decade, and you see how things are kind of moving. So it's whatever we're going to see with AI and different types of things, the quicker things get, the more important it is to slow down and give yourself space. That's kind of if I could have said that like 20 minutes ago, we could have been done by now. Oh man. And I'm saying it to myself because I want to mention like I said about September and doing the posts, and I wanted to really just I just wanted to do it, like a 30-day challenge type thing. We should do that with the yoga all the time, the 30-day challenge. So I wanted to do like a 30-day challenge of making sure I did a new post every day. And actually, I did 34 because if you want to count the 4 OSQ episodes I did, which were posted as well. So really, it's 34. But I'm realizing, I want to increase what I'm doing, and a lot of these things take. I guess everything takes time. So I want to slow myself down a little bit in October. I want to see if I can. I want to see if I can. This is already one post, because today's October 1st. So I got a good one planned for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to making that little video tomorrow. And anyway, but I do want to slow down because I gotta, for those of you that follow me and enjoy what's going on here and the messages I share and the content that I'm creating, I want to step it up a notch a little bit as far as Well, and my music too. I have a bunch of new songs. I haven't gotten back to it in a little while. I'm taking a turn with that. And I'll mention that first. Like taking a turn with that a little bit. That I think I'm going to try to do some of the production myself this time, as opposed to working with someone. Just to try and see what I can do. And the ideas I have of how I want to present the songs are a little different than how the album came out. I think the album's great. I love. I'm happy about the album and I love the album, but I have a different kind of little bit vibe of a different sound I want to try to produce. So I'm going to be working on that. So I'm just trying to give you like an update as we head into the fall. It's like a Pete.Palma update. I'm going to be trying to work on, I am going to be working on some new stuff with that as far as the music goes. And the website, I want to be, going to be updating the website. So, if you guys are fans and you watch and you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see or whatever, feel free to let me know in the comments. You can reach out. I'm always open and happy to hear from the beautiful people out there. But yeah, I'm going to redo the website too a little bit. I want to make it more reflective of like what I've been doing as far as the characters and the bits and everything. And make it a little less just the website to me is a little heavy on the music side right now. So I wanted to kind of even that out a little bit and change some things up. So, but I'm excited and happy about everything that has been going on. And I'm saying it to you, like, what am I? I'm just some guy effing around, having fun. I'm playing whatever people think of it, fine. Again, it's nothing I do is like monetized. I guess I could be or should be. I don't know. But I just, like, I don't think of it that way. I really believe that me being my authentic self and putting myself out there and reaching people outweighs whatever. And instead of me saying you cash app me or something, for you like OSQ, send me $1, instead of doing something like that, like or a Patreon where like, you can watch a blip of me here, but if you go to my Patreon and pay me, then you can watch the rest of the show. I don't know. I just don't want to do that. I think it's important for me to really be me and just put myself out there just as a person, a fellow human being. And this is just what I do. And I just want to share. And I believe doing that in that way will bring whatever is necessary for, my sustenance, in different ways. Like that's how the universe works is what I'm saying. Like I'm encouraging people to not be afraid to change your situation, whatever it may be, because people always say, oh, I can't because of this and I can't because of that. Or, but the truth is, I know people that have a lot more than me as far as resources go that don't, that won't make a change. And I'm thinking, damn, like if I was able to do it and kind of balance myself out and work it out, to get through while I'm building this, like, what, I mean, I know you could do it. Like we all could do it is what I'm saying. Remember in Rocky IV, if I could change and you could change, we can all change. Hey-o. Oh, man. So, but yeah, and that's the truth. Like we really can all change and do it. So I'm watching myself on the thing. I'm distracted by myself. I can't watch the show while I'm doing the show, right? I mean, that takes away. I mean, I can't be an audience member while I'm doing it because I got to create the show for someone to watch. It's like, come on, get with the program. All right. So yeah, but that's basically what I wanted to say today about that type of stuff, the Slowdown, Showdown, because as the world speeds up, it challenges us more to say, are we going to slow down or are we going to just, keep going, and keep getting sucked into a faster pace? I think all the technologies and the changes are, I see positive in everything. It's just what you see, what you want to create. That's the crux of the message. I'm doing my journey, whatever this nonsense is that I do, but, I love people and I like to share and speak and offer encouragement, whether people care or not. To me, whether people care or not, listen or not, watch or not, whatever people think. But at the same time, like from my perspective, which is really the only perspective because we're all one energy, if I'm living and putting out and feeling it in my heart center and, then it's good and it's right. And that's all that really matters. So, darn it, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Let's do a little harmonica. Ding, 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 ding. Alrighty. All right, let's move on. The OSQ Starlink satellite is down today. Apparently, there's interference from 3i Atlas that is causing a disruptance to the Starlink continuum, ladies and gentlemen. So, but we are going to, since I was talking today about kind of happiness or finding your way, remembering to keep space with the Slowdown, Showdown. I just wanted to put it out there of some tips. I find this stuff online. Some of the stuff they say, I don't really read through. I just kind of look at the first couple to say, is this good enough for me to waste 5 minutes talking? But there are some self-care ideas for mental and physical well-being. We could all use that in today's world. But, I would say number one is really to breathe and give yourself space and not let your brain get sucked into. As soon as you see, I really could probably skip this list and just say, when you see your brain, going down that path where all of a sudden you're thinking 100 miles an hour and or something's going on and you're trying to calculate, what about this, and who's going to do it, you know what I mean? You start playing it over and over and you're trying and that's when you got to stop, no matter what it is, whether it's you think you're in trouble at work or you got into an argument with a friend or I don't know, whatever, as soon as that kind of thought process starts clicking, that's it. You got to just stop. You got to just stop and you got to just shut it down. You got to breath. You got to go back to center and you got to I'm not saying this is easy because, life, is happening and sometimes things happen and you're concerned about, oh shit, this just happened. And what am I going to do? So, but it's easy to get caught up in, oh my God, this just happened. What am I going to do? But then you stop and say, okay, this appears to be happening. It seems concerning to me. What is it showing me? What is the reflection? Why is this happening? You might not have time to do that in every situation, but in general, I think it's a pretty good rule of thumb. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it here. I'm not going to waste time with this goofy list and stuff. I think we got the message across and we kept it under, I tried to keep it under 30. I did good last week, I think, and this week. So let's leave it at that because it's about the messages here on Operation Status Quo. You could see all my other silliness in the video. So go into my shorts section, go into my shorts. Anybody want to go into my shorts? Believe me, I could use it. I could use it. Heyo. All right, seriously. So check out the shorts section of this page and, go to my Facebook and my Instagram and all that and, follow along, show some support if you want, like and subscribe and share, all the deal that we do here, ladies and gentlemen, on Operation Status Quo. So if you haven't done so, let me say my official thing. If you haven't done so, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. As you very well know, I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. God bless you. Don't forget to hit up the website, pete.palma.com. Check out the Happy Day album, now streaming on all your favorite music streaming platforms, ladies and gentlemen. And until next time, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.